Okay, welcome everyone. Happy Sunday, happy Monday, happy whatever day it might be that you may be watching. I'm Nathan, Ninja Monkey, Happy Gaijin, and this is our weekly show where we talk all things Japan travel. I answer some of your questions. So if you do have a question, then pop them in the chat at Ninja Monkey Guy, or just simply make sure that the question is nice and clear. If you're watching this in the replay, then you can still write some questions down in the comments, and either myself or somebody else will get through them to them eventually. And if you wanna support, then the super chats, PayPal, and it basically helps the channel run and continue running. And if you're watching this in the replay, you might want to hype. Can you even hype this, or use a super thanks? Anyway, let's see who is here, who has joined us, and I'm gonna introduce today a new segment. I'm quite excited to introduce. So watch out for that. Looking forward to it. Let's see. Lord McGray, first person there in the chat. Hello, how are you doing? By the way, Lord McGray, I think I've just sent you another postcard today, because I've sent some postcards out a while back, but there were some problems. Some people haven't received my postcards, and I think that there was like a batch or something that that might not have got through. So hey Jamie, how are you doing? Good morning, Ohayo gozaimasu. Well, good evening, konbanwa from here. Bojo's in the house. Go Coast, I've also sent the postcard to you today. It's in the mail. So actually, I took, by the way, we're talking about here patron postcards. If you become a patron, I automatically send a postcard. I actually took a photo or a video of me trying. Let me show you. Trying to post these two postcards, and and I forgot to post it. So I forgot to post the video. I posted the postcard though. Persa, how you doing? Thanks for being here. Welcome to Chat Ninja, Lord McGray. Thank you for being here too. Let's see. Hi folks. Hey, Mr. Streamer is late. Hey, I was like 1 minute late, 2 minutes late, because I was preparing this new segment. So hopefully it's worth being a little bit late. Oh, and my Tokyo banana is definitely still very frozen. 100%. Very, very frozen right now. Gazumi, how you doing? Lord McGray, yeah, awesome. Go Wonder Down Under, also here with us. Fantastic, awesome. Yeah, my Coke Zero is also here. Coke Zero's here. Hey David, how you doing? Japan, Ichiban. Actually, yes, this t-shirt is courtesy of Jim Ross. He gave it to me, and it's really comfortable. It's really good quality t-shirt, so it's like nice and comfy. I love it. I do actually love it. Hey, thanks so much for sending those memberships, Lord McGray. I'm sure that somebody will make use of it, and let's make sure that we can get some. How do I do this? Confetti going. Arigatou gozaimasu. Thanks so much. Awesome. Lots of highs. Octi is here also. Lots of hellos. No questions. Hey Nathan, enjoyed the recent video. Awesome. Which one are you talking about? Because I've been quite active. Surprisingly active. I put out a video about the anti-foreigner thingy. I put out a video on Happy Gaijin. Also about Nachi Falls. So yeah, 10 days to go. That's like one banana and a half. I have 3 bananas to go, for anybody who's wondering. Ooh, there we go. Each Tokyo banana represents 1 week until my trip. And actually, I have 3 frozen Tokyo bananas left. Might only have 2 because I might have screwed something up. I was trying to film a video with a Tokyo banana, and I might have accidentally destroyed the Tokyo banana. Hey, Howls are us. Thank you so much. Arigatou gozaimasu. Much appreciated there. Awesome. Let's see. Okchi, well, I should be on a flight to Japan right now, but got hit by the ninja monkey curse and my house flooded. No way! And just didn't have time to get it sorted before my flight. That is horrendous. And I get you, and I feel you, and yeah, I'm just getting like PTSD. Just reading that, it's like PTSD. I can now say I'll be in Japan next month. Well, I can now say I'll be in Japan this month. 2 bananas and 3 days for you. Japan, lucky dude, getting there before me. How dare you? It's not fair. 1 banana for David tomorrow. That's from tomorrow, 1 banana. Awesome. Is that your last trip this year? No, it isn't my last trip this year. I have a problem, guys. I have a problem. It is not my last trip this year. Damn it. I have, yeah. Actually, I'll be going for New Year's. I'll be flying after this trip. I'll be going for 1 week this trip, and then I'll be flying back on the 26th of December. And that trip's a little bit longer. It's like 12 days long. It's kind of a nice time. 12 days, and yeah. So over the New Year's period, I kind of enjoy the New Year's period. Yeah. 10 days for Gazumi, lucky dude. 17 days, wow. Do you have any day trip suggestions for Kobe other than the ropeway? Yeah, the Chinatown. I put a video out on the Chinatown. That's definitely maybe a morning 3 hour sort of like thing. The area, the Shotengai next to that runs parallel to the Chinatown is pretty cool. And there's a really big department store there also. And the harbor, the Kobe harbor is pretty nice. Yeah. I am arriving on November 25th. Would be so much fun. Wow, yes, awesome. 25th. I won't be there on the November 25th. I'm only there for a week, unfortunately, but I can't complain, right? Just bought flights from late November to mid-December, 2 weeks autumn color vacation. Nice. Well, I'm hoping I get some like really late autumn colors. Last year I got some really late autumn colors. I was there 26th, 27th of December, and I was getting the yellow leaves, you know. So addict. Fortunately, I have managed to get the trip rescheduled for March. Okay, good. But still, hey, hopefully it's all something, it's all for a reason. Japan diction. I'm a little bit of a Japanaholic, I must admit. I think we all are. I think that also being a content creator, it's like I've said it many times, like the channel, everything goes back into the channel. So pretty much anything that I make on the channel goes back into traveling to Japan so I can make content for you guys, or else it will be like I will be bankrupt, like. So we're all Japanaholics here, absolutely. 100 days to your next trip. Okay. Yep, Klook is definitely safe to book, especially talking about Klook, especially if you use my Klook affiliate link. And you can actually access it much easier by going to www.ninjasaru.com/Klook, and it will get you to basically the Klook page via me, and I'll get a little commission. So it helps. These little things, all these little things help so much. Let me just question. You really inspired me with your Nachi Falls video, Gold Coast. Awesome. It's now my 3 months itinerary for next year. Awesome. After Kikatsura, my next stay is in Shizuoka. Do you have a recommendation for a stay in between? Ooh, let me look at the map there, because I think, how would you get to Shizuoka? So it's the question that I have. I think that okay, so yeah, so my recommendation if you're gonna go to Shizuoka is that you stop in Isehi city. There's a Okage Yokocho, beautiful Yokocho. Apart from that, Isehi is one of the most important locations like Shinto shrines in Japan, if not the most sacred Shinto shrine. It's a proper pilgrimage place, so it's highly recommended. So you could go Nachi Falls, go to Isehi, which is about 2.5 hours away, maybe by train. And then Isehi is actually a good location to piggyback onto some trains. You might want to stop either in Kyoto or Osaka, probably Osaka, on the way to Shizuoka. But yeah, definitely that sort of peninsula or sort of like coastal area is very beautiful. From Isehi, it's definitely worth checking out. There's the Marriage Rocks, which are spectacular. There's there's no tourists. That's another thing. There's a lot of like pearl like industry there. You can do boat trips around the area. It's magic. It's magic. Going beyond Tokyo and Kyoto, we'll be visiting Fukuoka in February. Nice. Any hidden gems you would recommend? Everyone wants to know hidden gems. Actually, if you're going to be going to Fukuoka, you're not too far from Saga, and in Saga, I did a day trip from Fukuoka to Saga, and I visited the shrine. Let me see if I can find it. Saga. There's this Inari shrine called um Yutoku Inari Shrine. Yutoku Inari Shrine, and it blew me away. It's definitely a hidden shrine, a hidden gem. Sort of like nearly, I would put it nearly like in par with Nachi Falls that I've just been to. So just to clarify, the place is called Yutoku Inari Shrine, and it's an Inari shrine. It feels a little bit like Fushimi Inari has got married to Kiyomizu Dera. It's kind of random. It's on stilts. There's a tunnel of beautiful torii gates, and it's very doable as a day trip from Fukuoka. Especially if you're staying like in Hakata area, which I recommend that you stay. I hope that gives you something of interest. Hey, Francisquito, thank you so much. There, let me just make sure that we have our arigato gozaimasu. Thank you so much. Recently, I came back from a 3-week trip in Japan, and your tip to rent a car in Okinawa was priceless. Absolutely. I spent 5 days in Okinawa, and having a car was super helpful. Thank you so much for that tip. Love your channel. Thank you so much for your comments, and I really appreciate that you're here in the chat and part of the community. I hope that we'll see more of you in future chats, on here. But yeah, I think Okinawa is definitely like a no-brainer for driving. It's really easy to drive in Okinawa. The speed limit is really slow, and the roads are just perfect for anybody who maybe is a little bit reluctant to drive in Japan. So awesome. I'm glad that you found my tip useful. Great stuff. Thank you so much. Oh yeah, the Kobe butt sniffing museum that we spoke about in the JCast video, that might be an interesting one for you to visit, for sure. The random giant Gundam at the shopping center in Fukuoka. Oh yeah, there's a Gundam in the center in Fukuoka, which I was in Fukuoka and I completely forgot about. So, damn it, I should have gone. Oh boy. Yeah, Hiroshima, as I've just suggested, and Go Coast, just send me a message and I'll try and give you some. Anyway, just if you look through my Happy Gaijin videos, actually in Happy Gaijin, I have some videos where I go to Isehi, to the shrines in Mie, and also some live streams around that area that you might want to check out, including the Marriage Rocks, which I loved, by the way. Lady Free Divers, nice. Okay, I'm gonna find it really difficult to say your name. I'm gonna be totally honest. I'm gonna try. Christoph. Oh, Christoph. Christoph. Okay, I hope I got it right. I have a second trip, half of November, start in Osaka, end in Tokyo. That's brilliant, man. I think That is now the biggest hack, I would say. If you want to do like the Golden Triangle and maybe travel a little bit around, start in Tokyo or start in Osaka and end in Tokyo and like end in a different location. That way, you save some money on having to go back to where you started. Planning Kyoto Tokyo train and considering a stop en route. What nature scenic spots along the corridor are best then? Prefer nature views? Then I would 100% recommend that you consider maybe the Hokuriku Arch Pass. And if not, that sort of route is pretty nice. You can, for example, travel up to Kanazawa. From Kanazawa, you can use it as a little bit of a base, and you can even go to Fukui. Near Fukui and Toyama, in that general area, there's some incredible sites that you can do as day trips, including the Dinosaur Museum, which I was totally blown away by when I went last year. There's a very beautiful sort of cinematic monastery, like a temple monastery around the area that is spectacular, that can be done sort of as a day trip. Other than that, if you're staying in Kanazawa, which is a great city to check out, you can actually do a day trip to Shirakawa-go if you wanted to. Maybe even a day trip to Takayama. Alternatively, my biggest like sort of recommendation would be if you can sort of like do the trip between Tokyo and Osaka, traveling through the Japanese Alps up to Kanazawa and then heading down, or vice versa. Takayama and that area is one of my favorite locations. It really does feel like a proper slice of like old Japan. Hey, would I like to participate in a Tokyo Drew tribute with Hiromo? Absolutely, Costa World of Music Memories. Send me a message. You know, I've been watching some of his streams, his last streams. He was a very dear friend to me, as you know. And I do think of him and quite often, actually. In fact, I even have his sticker here behind me. Um, and whatever I can do to help, of course. I'm leaving for my 2 week trip in Osaka. How do you manage rest days? I've been to Tokyo area last year for 10 days and my ankles were hurting by day 5. I think that rest days can actually be not just a waste of a day, but I think that my rest days are usually laundry days. Whenever I have like a laundry day, that's when I specifically plan to have a rest day. Usually I try to plan that around an onsen or a centaur, that kind of thing. So I hope that gives you some ideas. Hey Tommy Tran, how you doing? Nice to have you here. The pilot lad is also here. My next trip starts in 62 days. Looking forward to it. How many bananas is that? How many Tokyo bananas is that? We have exactly 3 weeks. I can't wait. Let me figure it out. Okay. Kind of. I give up. I give up. What rocks? The marriage rocks. Marriage rocks. Basically the two rocks on a very beautiful sort of walk along the coastline, which is lined with little statues of frogs. Beautiful, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Let's see. Any more questions or anything? Let me set up with somebody else. Okay. We need more likes. Yes, please like. Please like. If one wants a nice nature day trip in Hokuriku with Nathan, which Nathan spoke of, I would recommend Kurube Gorge. Yeah, Kurube Gorge. Also, there's lots of stuff. By the way, I'm just going to give you a little preview of one of the things that we'll be doing in this live stream. We're going to be starting a new segment later on in about, I think, 15-20 minutes time, once I get through most of the questions. It's going to be Hidden Gem of the Week. Hidden Gem of the Week. Hidden Gem of the Week. Did you hear me? Hidden Gem of the Week. So I thought that it would be nice to sort of talk about one specific place that I've been to, and sort of show, explain. I have some notes, and hopefully it will be useful to you. That's my thinking anyway. Which cities that were not very touristy or known are getting bigger New Golden Route, Gold Coast, good question. I think that Kanazawa is definitely becoming a much more sought out location. Out of all the other locations, I don't think any of the other ones are specifically anywhere that I would worry too much about. But definitely, and Takayama maybe. That's the loop I'm doing, starting Osaka, up to Kanazawa and Fukui, and then down to Tokyo, and then back to Osaka in a loop. Awesome. I mean, Octi, if you can add Takayama and Hida Furakawa, then absolutely do it, totally. Shirakawa go, etc. Hey, Gazumi! Thank you so much. Arigatou gozaimasu. More confetti. More confetti. Here we go. I'm getting through these questions quite fast. If I missed anything, then I apologize. Please just, like, if it's super important, then yeah, just rewrite it, just resend it. Let's see, where was I? Hey, thank you so much, Luna. If you're gonna help with the eSIM and Klook via my website, thank you so much. I mean, what is the best app or website to book train tickets? You know what? I've always said it a million times. My aim is to make sure that you have a great trip. I don't care what you use, how you use it. If it works for you, it works for you. I mean, I put out my affiliate links because they help the channel out, and usually the prices are very similar, and there's something that I can vouch for anyway. But Klook is increasingly getting better at train tickets. But you can also do the official, like, site JR sites for booking train tickets. Me personally, most of the time, I just book things at the station myself just a few days before. Once I know my itinerary, I know that I can book, a certain amount of tickets, a week, 2 weeks in advance. That's the way that I do it. But I've used them all, and sometimes I use Klook, sometimes I don't. It is what it is. Kenroku Garden in Kanazawa is absolutely incredible. Wanderlust is a Drew supporter here. Yeah. So sad, so sad. My hotel has a center built in for hotel guests, so I will take advantage of that. Yeah. Firum, definitely do that. Do that. Maybe some more yuzu sake, actually. Let's see. Ooh. 60 days shortly. Nice. I can't believe it's gonna be around the corner. Hey, Frog Lady is here! Yay! Celebrate! Frog Lady has come. I sent you a message, Frog Lady, online. I don't know if you saw it, but yeah, I sent you a message online. Hey, David. Good evening, everyone. Hey, Mark. How you doing? 6:45 a.m. in Australia. Wow, it is now 9:55 p.m. here in Gibraltar, or Europe, south of Europe, that kind of time. So let's get our new sort of little segment started. I hope I get everything working, and I hope that the audio works, etc. But I do want to, like, sort of highlight a hidden gem. So, dun dun dun, you can see me in the little square, and hopefully you can also hear me in the little square. But the hidden gem of the week is Nachi Falls. And I know that some of you have been mentioning Nachi Falls, and some of you are even planning on going on Nachi Falls. So this is going to be a perfect time for you to, for you, basically. Perfect. So let me, first of all, oops. What am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. I really don't know what I'm doing half the time. I am. Right, so the first thing that I want to show you is I want to where have I put it? Alright, so the next thing that I want to do is actually show you show you where Nachi Falls is. All right, so I did a little video of it, and just for reference, you can see Kyoto has a star, and I'm showing you sort of like from Isehi to Kikatsura, which is where I stayed. Okay, so I don't want to go into all the details, but basically, if you get to Isehi, then you can then get the train to Kikatsura to Nachi Falls, which is a proper hidden gem. I'm going to show you some behind the scenes footage. I'm going to go over some of the notes that I wrote whilst I was there, and so check it out. So basically, so from Isehi, get the train. It says 4 hours. It doesn't take 4 hours. You can get a train that's like under 3 hours. It only runs maybe twice a day, so you got to be very careful and do your research very carefully. When you travel like more remotely, you really need to do your research, check the times. The difference between maybe getting a 7:30 in the morning train that might be a 3 hour or 2.5 hour train journey, compared to the rest of the day where all the train journeys might be 4.5 or 5 hours. That's the kind of difference that we're talking about. And we get to Kikatsura station. As you can see, it's highlighted there. That's where I stayed, Kikatsura, and you can see that Nachi Falls is actually up there, and I zoom in a little bit now so you could see exactly, you can see the water. I thought it was pretty cool how Google Maps actually got Nachi Falls there. So that is the general sort of route, and then from Nachi Falls, if you guys zoom out a little bit more, there you go, you get a better idea of where everything is. All right, I don't know why it's done that, but hey. So, Banana user fans, arigatou gozaimasu. Thank you so much. Awesome. Arigato. Let me just get the confetti, and also thank you so much. Ooh, confetti, and thank you so much also to Costa's Wells of Music Memories. Thank you so much. Thank you for offering to do something. How can I reach you to send you a link privately? Send me a message on Discord or send me a message on Instagram. Okay, send me a message on Instagram and we could talk about it. So that's basically how I got to Nachi Falls. It was a very basically a very calculated trip that I did a lot of research over. And let's see. So just because I thought it was pretty cool. Hidden gem of the week, Nachi Falls. Right. So we are going to, I'm going to go through a little bit of the thing, and that is that to get to Nachi Falls, regardless of where you stay, if you stay in Kikatsura, which is where I stayed, first of all, be aware that there is limited accommodation. I recommend that you try to get somewhere that's easy to for you to access the train station easily. There are some nice onsens and stuff around the area. There's all sorts of I feel that the accommodation choices there are either luxury or like luxury or very basic. I stayed in a backpackers like inn, but I actually had my own room. I paid for my own room, and it was actually really nice accommodation, like really nice accommodation. I didn't pay too much either, to be honest. So basically, to get to Nachi Falls, there is a bus that you can get, and the bus is very straightforward. The times are quite accurate on Google Maps from what I remember, and other than that, you can get a pass, like a day pass, which is a little bit cheaper than buying your tickets on the actual bus. This bus station doesn't allow you to use Suica or an IC card, but surprisingly they actually allow some credit card. Look at me there, all excited. I'm going to Nachi Falls, guys. First glimpses of Nachi Falls. It's a very exciting place. And yeah, so that's my pass that I used. Yeah, I did actually get an onigiri. Of course I did. I got myself an onigiri. Some of this footage I used in my vlog that I put out on Happy Gaijin, but this is totally extended because I wanted to do a little bit of talking. So just be aware that if you're going to go to Nachi Falls, there's going to be a lot of walking up steps specifically. My suggestion is that, and I'm going to fast forward to the very end because the very end shows Nachi no Taki Mae. So that's a station that you want to probably get off at, and it's a very, very last station. Okay, and so I was just saying that there's lots and lots and lots of steps. So just be aware. I mean, you can take your own time, but the great thing about the steps is, and I think I show you the map now, is that there's lots of restrooms. There's sort of like souvenir stores, places selling like snacks and stuff like that on the way up. So you're definitely gonna be covered. You don't have to worry too much about the toilet, and you don't have to worry too much about that kind of thing. No. So Suzuri, we have a little now as we carry on. I'm just fast forwarding a bit, but you can see how many steps there are. Basically is what I'm saying. So many steps, but it's such a beautiful area. You can see it's incredible area. And if you notice, so far, like hardly any people. I mean, you can count 2 or 3 far up ahead, and I actually end up meeting some tourists that are dressed up like pilgrims, which I don't know how I feel about, because they weren't actual pilgrims. They were just Chinese tourists that were like dressed up as pilgrims, if that makes any sense. So I'm going to skip ahead to that, and we can see them there. Time for Coke Zero. Very, very cute, super cute little family there, all of them. They're dressed in the pilgrims sort of like attire. So how do you guys feel about that sort of thing? Let me just get back to here, and let me just check some of the messages before I carry on. I'll give you some hints. Hidden gem, just a little south of today's hidden gem, is Taji Whale Town. Yes, that is true. There is a whale town. Now, my understanding about that Taji Whale town is that there was some kind of some issues with foreign media, and they don't like foreigners too much. That's what I've heard. So Kikatsura, Urashima Onsen with the caves. You see, Nate, thank you so much for that. Nate, nice view. Hidden gem, the trash can I managed to find after walking around for a good hour or two on my first trip to Japan. That is very true. That is very true. Hey, Samurai Indy, how you doing? This route is amazing. Definitely, definitely. So let me just carry on where we were with the hidden gem. So yeah, lots of steps. But this is what I'm talking about. Like, it's totally worth not only staying in a quiet location like I did in Kikatsura where there was nothing going on, and you'll see now a little bit of how I set up my shots and how much I end up walking. You know, you think as a tourist you walk a lot, but as a YouTuber you walk even more, because you end up walking, taking the shot, walking back to get the camera, as you'll see. There I am, like picking up the camera, walking up some steps, you know, try to make it a little bit cinematic. But check out how freaking beautiful that is. And the fact of the matter is that with no tourists around, look at me just walking around like a crazy person. And the thing is, I was following the sign because it was walk on the left up and walk on the left down. So I didn't want to like break the rule there, if that makes any sense. Kind of funny, yeah? It is very, very, very epic. Oop. It's super epic, Tommy Tran. Lots of steps indeed. Lots of steps. That's the authentic Japan. Big cities are cool, but are designed for tourists. I mean, they can be designed for tourists, not necessarily, but yeah. Even working for two people, definitely, definitely. Another hidden gem is Okunin Cemetery near Mount Koya, also in Mie. Yeah, yeah. Just read on Japan Daily that Donald Trump will be in Japan from October 27th to meet the new Prime Minister of Japan. Might affect some things around Tokyo airports. Well, that's the day that... No, I arrived the day before. I arrived the day before. I actually arrived the day before, so it should be okay. Should be okay. Right, let's carry on with... Ooh, let's... Alright, let's carry on here. Where was I? Yeah, so you'll see me setting up all of these shots. And if I go to my notes, because I have notes, believe it or not. I do have notes. Here's me setting up a shot. I walk like a few steps and then obviously I walk back down because that's a shot taken. That's a shot taken. Some glimpses of what what I'm going for. So I've got some notes here, and basically Kikatsura to get to Nachi Falls is bus 31, and around the corner there's a small shotengai, and there's all sorts of little like snack places that you can buy stuff at. The one day pass is 1,200 yen. But if you're gonna go one way, the trip is 1,620. So it's actually worth getting the day pass before boarding the bus. But you need to before boarding the bus, by the way. And I said here the best bet is to get your bus to the last stop because there are so many steps. So so many steps. Yunomine Onsen is also around the area. Haven't been there personally, but I've heard a couple of people recommend it. Definitely, because I've realized I stayed for one night and I realized that maybe I should have stayed for two and maybe at a stretch three for an even slower, more chill sort of pace. But I definitely realized that there was more. And if you're an onsen lover, then that area is pretty nice to check out, you know? So let me get to where we were. There. Yeah. Looking back at this, so beautiful. That waterfall was so spectacular, I swear. I mean, it doesn't do it justice, to be honest. The screen doesn't do it justice at all. I mean, these shrines with hard... I mean, yeah, there's a handful of people. I mean, it's not like you have a place completely to yourself, but there is a handful of people, but it's nothing. You know, like there's 7 people there, max. 8 people max. Like, hard. It is a joy. It is nice. And there's some nice seating area, you know. Very, very, very nice location to walk around. Thanks for all the information. No problem. No problem. But look out for Donaldo-san. Didn't want to interrupt. Sorry. What? I've missed something? Another great shot. Yeah. Will, hey. Oh yeah. I love this. Although I don't do very well with tight spaces, so I got a little bit panicked here. You could leave like a wish, but you had to walk through the happy subscribers and subscribe people. Yeah, had to walk through the tree, and yeah, I got a little bit claustrophobic. I'm not gonna lie, I got a little bit claustrophobic. All right, happy subscribers. Yeah, the temple shrine area also here. Check this out now, because I didn't include all of this footage in the video. I missed a lot of this footage out, so you'll be able to see now a little bit more of the temple, and you'll also be able to see the approach to the view of the waterfall. And that's me setting up the shot. Setting up the shot. Yeah, check it out. You start walking, you start getting a glimpse. This is what you really come for, really, at the end of the day. Absolutely spectacular view. Pretty epic view. And then, you know, you walk down to the pagoda there. So incredible with the greenery. That was a zoomed in shot with my better camera, by the way, for those of you wondering. That's a view from that spot, but zoomed in. And the issue is that it was actually quite difficult to find the quintessential shot. The shot that that basically you see in the image of the pagoda with the waterfall. It took me a good 20 minutes to figure out the right place to take that picture, and this is it. This is basically where I am now. From there you can get the picture of the waterfall at the right height next to the pagoda, and that's on the left. Anywhere else, and the proportions are a little bit out, still incredibly beautiful, but anywhere else, yeah, that's how excited I am. Oh my god, cringe, guys. Cringe. Cringe. Anywhere else, and the waterfall doesn't quite look like it's in the right place. So, and the thing is that there were some other like Chinese sort of like tourists, etc., in the area trying to get the shot, and they couldn't find it. And then when they saw me up there, because they're sort of like up the steps to the right on sort of like a platform sort of thing. They saw me, and then they all started like lining up, and there was like three people behind me queued up for taking the photo, and I just said, I told them to just carry on, because I had the tripod set up, and I wanted to take, you know, the right shot. So I'm like, you guys go ahead, no problem, I have all the time in the world, because I did, you know. But it's quite spectacular. Oh my god, I wish I was there now, seriously. Yeah. This is the worst thing about watching these things. Check it out. I think this was a little bit too high up. Now that was the shot, you see? That is me very wonky, but that is the shot that you want, really, of the pagoda. That's what you come for. That is Japan's highest free falling waterfall, by the way. Nachi Falls, for anybody who is wondering. Yeah, look at me again, super excited. Again, super cringy. Oh boy. And yeah, you walk down the hill towards the pagoda. The pagoda was 500 yen to get in, and there's an elevator. And I was last time I mentioned this with Alan, Japan Ichiban. I think it was originally built like in the 1500s, but it was rebuilt like in the 1970s. So it's not really super old, but it is. There's been a pagoda in that spot for a very long time, if that makes any sense. So how do you feel about it? I mean, yeah, it's fine. For me, it's fine. The spirit of the pagoda is there, you know? So and then from the top we have some really nice views of the waterfall with the little cutout. I love it when they do that. They actually think of the photo. Very, very pretty. And like I mentioned in the video, I think, yes, the pagoda with the waterfall next to it is very impressive, but really it's a waterfall. The waterfall is very impressive, very impressive. Let me just get to some more. We'll get back to the video now. You go to such lengths to make us happy. I go to lengths to make you happy, but also I make myself happy, you know. I feel happy now. Thanks, Nathan. Why are you happy? Why? I hope you're happy, but the entire South Cape Peninsula coastline along the bottom of Wakayama Mia has so many hidden gems. I am planning a trip there next year to complete parts yet to explore. Number one area in Japan for me. Gazumi, I have to agree with you, because like I said, I traveled from Mie, from Isehi to Kikatsura and then to Wakayama. And the whole time I was thinking, oh, there's this, oh, there's that, there's so much, um, you know. Oh, thank you because of the wish for happy subscribers. Yay! Of course, of course. Many times I'm in a place and I'm thinking, like what information would viewers want, or how can I help a viewer? What do they need to know, etc. It is an incredible photo spot, seriously. To be honest, I could have spent a lot longer there. I could have spent a lot longer there. Just really chilling. But yeah. So I could have easily spent a lot longer. And yeah, so after I'm just fast forwarding to where we were. So you can actually walk down to the waterfall, which I highly recommend, by the way. Um, there's some steps that sort of go down from the bamboo, but check out this little forest here with the moss on either side, the cedar trees towering above you. Absolutely spectacular, absolutely immense, and 100% worth the walk down just for that, just for that. Yep, I walk back for the camera. So imagine the amount of steps that I do, the extra steps that I do. Oh, and I love the shrine, like in the center with the waterfall. And yeah, there's a few people there. I mean, when I'm talking about a hidden gem, I'm not talking about like absolutely no one there, but definitely, I don't think there were any foreigners there. If there were, there might have been like one or two, and myself, or even including myself. But very spectacular, very much worth the visit. And I think that these locations are perfect locations to sort of like take a step back and force yourself to not be busy, because there's nothing else to do, other than be in the area and enjoy nature. So that's what I did. Enjoy nature and slow down. You can see. Oh yeah, the buses. When the buses did come, it would get busy. But if you're like me and you like to take your time to explore things, very soon you'll realize that you'll be by yourself. And the one thing that I was gonna mention is that that's the Nachi no Taki Mai, the bus station. But the one thing that I was gonna mention is that the buses get very packed. So, and it's about 45 minutes to 1 hour, or a 40-minute journey from Nachi Falls bus station to Kikatsura station. So you really wanna like head to the bus station a good like 15 minutes before the bus comes, so that you can make sure that you have a seat. Right, so that was our hidden gem of the week. And it ties in with a video so that I put in Happy Gaijin. I'm still planning my trip, taking things from different channels, and it's pretty hard. Yeah, need to think about how many hours to spend in each place because I have 15 days. I mean, don't overdo it. I'd say don't overdo it. Don't overdo it is what I would say, really, when it comes to that sort of thing. Try not to overdo it. Say out the Halloween decorations whilst listening in. Seriously, Your Royal Highness already putting Halloween decorations. I think I'm going to have my Tokyo Banana, everyone. Tokyo Banana time. Soon I'll be able to actually buy some Tokyo Banana in person from Tokyo. So, itadakimasu. May the banana gods shine upon you. Ooh. Yes. Mm. Can you hear me? Yeah. So delicious. Nathan, you've got to get yourself to Shirahama, Wakayama. Shame you got derailed by the tsunami. Yes, that was where I was gonna go with Chani. Chani. She was gonna take me there, but the tsunami alert stopped us. So the whole Kumano-Kodo area is worth a visit, from what I gather. Absolutely, absolutely, yeah. There were tourists there, but not like other locations. I mean, nowadays nothing is really a hidden gem, really. And really hard to plan stuff for a 5-day stay in Tokyo in November. So much to see, absolutely, so much to do, and just so few days to do it all. Yes, this is a problem. I think ranking. Make your list, rank them in order. Sorry, I'm eating. Of what you're interested in. Hey, Blue Sky. How you doing, Cliff? Yabashi, how you doing? Good evening. Konbanwa. Konbanwa. I Hotbot. Love this format. Pretty natural. Thank you. I'm glad. I can't even talk. I'm glad that you like the format. Actually, on the note of Kampai, I'll have another little sip of Tokyo banana. Oh, sip of Tokyo banana. Oh my god, Tokyo banana milk. Coca-Cola Zero. Is 3 days enough for Tokyo's highlights? I have 10 days in total, and I'm more interested in traditional Japan, but I still like a first-time glimpse of Tokyo. I can still rearrange my itinerary. I think you've answered your own question. If you're more interested in traditional Japan, then 3 days out of the 10 in Tokyo is probably fine, because that's what your interest is. Basically, your interest is more traditional, less city sort of locations, by what I gather. So in 3 days, you can sort of hit. Not everything is going to be impossible, but you can hit some of the main sites, and you can hit some interesting locations, definitely. Llueve mucho en diciembre allí. Um, does it rain a lot in December? I mean, it can rain on and off. It's not like the rainy season. Costa's World of Music Memories. Nathan, I know you're from Gibraltar. It's a nice place that I've been to, really. Have you done a live stream or video lately from there? I haven't done a live stream from Gibraltar in a while, and I haven't done a video in Gibraltar for a while. I have it in my head to maybe do a little sort of like a day in my life. I was thinking of doing. I've been asking permission to some people. I mean, I wouldn't be able to do it at work. I wouldn't be able to do a day in my life at work, but maybe I could do a day in my life and sort of like show when I go to the gym, the stores, grocery shopping, that kind of thing, and show you a little bit of Gibraltar along the way. 30-70 rule is amazing, and if you can even make it 40-60, even better. 50-50, even better. But it's all to do with what you're interested in, really, at the end of the day. My mindset for big cities is to do a little bit at a time. Sounds like a plan. If it works, it works. I love going to Morrison's in Gibraltar. Paquito, it reminds me of the days living in London. Lovely place, Jib. Where are you located, Paquito? Kawagoe is really nice. Nice place for a day trip from Tokyo. It does definitely give you the more traditional sense. Now, Japan, you've obviously done Enoshima before, I'm guessing. Enoshima is one of my favorite day trips from Tokyo. For me, it's like a really chill get away from Tokyo, but feel like you're in Edo, sort of an Edo town, very close to Tokyo with the sea next to me. I love the ocean. Maybe it's because I'm from Gibraltar. I love most of my favorite places in Japan are very much like ocean places near the ocean. Hey Paquito, La Línea, awesome! I found your channel a year ago and I planned my first trip to Japan. We are going back in December because we loved it. Nice. Paquito, awesome. And you know what's really cool, Paquito? That you're the third person from La Línea that has now contacted me. And I took a picture. I didn't post it really, but I took a picture, guys. And Jose isn't here but today. But here's a picture of Jose, who's normally in the chat. I met up with him. Ta-da! Me and Jose. We met up in Gibraltar. We had a coffee, and it was awesome. Actually, we had an ice cream. We had an ice cream, and it was awesome. It was pretty cool. No, I've never been to Enoshima or Kamakura. It's on the list for this trip. Awesome! Oh my god, you're gonna love it. Enoshima is so wow. So wow. If you do a live stream in Gibraltar on Happy Gaijin, I love it to be at your favorite beaches and cafes. Yeah, easily done. A view from the Enoshima Sky Cannon is my favorite, with it being on the coast. The coast. Coastal Japan is, yeah. Also want to see Enoshima and Sea Candle. I mean, I wasn't too, I'm going to be totally honest, I wasn't super like wowed by the Sea Candle observation thing. I've done it twice. And yeah, it's okay. It's okay. I much prefer walking the little quaint sort of like steps in the streets in Enoshima, to be honest. Hey, thank you for your Japan advices. Got back 3 weeks ago. Flew to Sapporo, then took trains Hakodate, Aomori, Morioka, Sendai. Wow, sounds amazing. It was fast-paced, but got to see those hidden gems. Perfect. Sounds like a perfect trip to me. I'll have to watch a replay in case I missed any life-altering tips already. I don't know if there's any life-altering tips, but I appreciate watching the replay, definitely. Last trip was 1998. The last trip to Enoshima was 2000, so I'm guessing it's been a while for me. Bojo. Hokkaido is lovely. I had such a great time in Hokkaido this summer. Seriously. Day trip from Tokyo. Mitake Gorge. Apatama River in the mountains via Ome. There's just so much, isn't there? It's like, it's never ending. My friends keep on saying, like, even at work, they're like, what, you're going to Tokyo again? Again? Tokyo? I'm like, have you seen the side of Tokyo, guys? Have you seen what there is? Like, yeah. And for those of you who are top tier patrons, I posted a preview of next week's video already, except for you get an sort of like a unedited extended version, because I've actually gone through the video and I've taken around 9 minutes away from it because I just wanted to keep the video a little bit more engaging. So you get like a special version of that video. And for anybody who hasn't watched my recent video, the like anti-foreigner, or do Japanese people feel welcome? Do foreigners feel welcome in Japan? That was a challenge because it took a lot of guts to sort of like approach people and ask people questions. Interviewing people is not easy, and it took a while for me to gather that information. Plus, you know, sometimes you interview someone and it's just not interesting, so that it doesn't make the cut. Unfortunately, it is what it is, right? Paquito, your videos helped me a lot planning the trip to Japan this year. We're going with a 5-month-old baby. Awesome. Oh yeah, remember. You met now I know who you are. Sorry. It's going to be a very different trip. It will be a little bit challenging, probably. I think obviously having a 5 month is challenging, regardless of whether it's in Japan or in La Nina or in Morrison's. It will be challenging. So, but the great thing is that a lot of people do it. A lot of people travel with kids, with babies, and Japan. You can do it. You can do it. Obviously, you won't be able to do everything the same as a single life, but you can do it for sure. When I told a colleague that I was visiting Tokyo in November, he said, "But you just went in April." Me, yeah. So, oh, kind of wish I had changed my plans in Hiroshima and stayed longer. Long story, but I should have planned for rain a bit better. Yay! You love the new video. I mean, the one that is for next week, right? 100 trips, and you still wouldn't have seen it all. 100%. Plan on going to Okinawa next year. I've been to Fukuoka. Any other cities you recommend? Southern Japan, hidden gems, please. I loved Miyazaki. I loved Miyazaki a lot. Miyazaki in Kyushu, the actual prefecture, was so wow. Had so much to see, and very few people. Eiji Tsubaraya Museum, Fukushima Prefecture. Oh, I haven't been there, Royal Highness. If you don't know who he is a special effects creator of Godzilla. Ooh. I want to ask a health question. Japanese have a better health report card than Americans. So, in your opinion, how much of that is Yutsu Nihon walking every day versus the difference in diet? Oof. I have no idea. Definitely diet is very important. The way that people eat, you are what you eat, they say. So probably diet is probably the biggest thing. Choice welcome video sure got some comment interest. Yeah, Kazumi, and the interesting thing that I've realized, and I love Japan and I love Japanese people. I have great friends in Japan, but I am not blind, and I know that everywhere in every single country in the world there are bad actors, there are bad people, there are people that are just not nice, and some people, they mention things happening to them, and some of the comments, some people honestly think that Japan is a perfect country with perfect people, and that it's impossible for a Japanese person to do anything wrong. And some of the comments are like, but how did you know they were Japanese? And you're just assuming they were Japanese. Maybe they weren't Japanese, like, or you got beat up because you were drunk. Like, I can only take the story of that drunk guy. I can only take his side of the story at face value, and that's what I'm gonna do. And I asked him, and he said that he was doing nothing, that he was drunk, and they were just looking for trouble. So yeah, it's been quite an interesting realization that some people just don't see Japan as in a different way to the rest of the world. And Japan is very different to the rest of the world, but there's still bad people. The situation in the house is getting worse. Is it true? I had zero trouble in Tokyo last time. Actually, Wolf, better. I must admit, and I have a video, and I don't know if to put it out because I'm a little bit scared. I wore a hidden camera, and I walked through Shinjuku, through Kabukicho, and the amount of touts that came and stopped. Do you think I should put out that video but blur the touts' faces, or do you think I should keep the faces unblurred? Do you understand what I mean? I mean, I don't normally blur people's faces, but yeah. And I think that the tout situation got really good. Like, as from this summer on, it was crazy. I found it crazy. When you go to Japan, you depart from Malaga. I depart from Malaga or from Gibraltar, basically. And most of the time, Gibraltar, London, London, Tokyo with British Airways, or Tokyo to London. Tokyo, London to Tokyo via Japan Airlines. And a lot of the times I fly with through Malaga from Turkish Airlines via Istanbul, or with Swiss Airlines via Zurich or Frankfurt, or whatever I can find the cheapest flight, basically. Would you recommend staying in Kamakura so that you can beat the morning rush? I don't know if depends what you want to do, really, Japan because there's a band of temples in Kamakura that you can get to very, very easily from Tokyo, and you wouldn't have any problems with the morning rush. I'll send you a message about those temples specifically, but my recommendation is that if you do those temples in the morning and then head to Kamakura to the Great Buddha and the sort of like main shopping area street in Kamakura in the afternoon, you're fine. I don't think you need to stay in Kamakura personally. How much money should I have loaded in my Suica card to comfortably move around the city per week? Well, that depends on how much you move around the city. I usually have like 3,000 yen, and I top up as needed. I've been to Hikone. And didn't I put a video out from Hikone just in Happy Gaijin recently? I think it's called, what was the video called? I'm pretty sure I went there. The video is called Change of Plans. I think that's it. I think. I might be wrong. Hey, thank you so much. Everyone who's been here, it's been awesome. Danny B, that's a good question, by the way. Hikone is nice. Start with 5,000? Yeah, why not? If you start with 5,000, then you can gauge, you know? Blur the faces? Okay. Blur the faces, it's safer. Okay. Alright. Speaking only for Akihabara, they have really been cracking down on touts in recent years. And a lot of touts aren't going for tourists anyway. Touts in Akihabara, I've never really seen touts in Akihabara, personally. Akihabara. I have to say it correctly. I can understand you considering blurring the faces. Yeah. People, especially the female travelers, need to share the sketchy people who come up to you and don't take no as an answer. Yes. Yeah, just get a Suica Haneda if you have a Samsung. Not the end of the world. I must admit that having it on your phone is very, very convenient. Mostly because you can just top up anywhere. You know, you don't have to be at the station to top up. You can top up whilst you're on the train. But definitely, you'll be fine. Is it people who are pushy while selling? Well, I mean, if there's any kids listening now, touts, there are touts that are pushy to try to get you to buy stuff, but then there's touts who try to sell you like they try to sell you how can I put it, like, in a family friendly way? Adult experiences. They try to sell you adult experiences, basically. And one of them actually came up with a catalog, and they said you can choose whatever titty you want, and it was a catalog of tits, basically. Like, and I have it all on video, guys. Everything's on video. I'm not very sure I got that one on video, but crazy. Yes, Nathan, large African touts usually can get quite pushy. Wow, that's crazy. Blue sky. Uji is lovely. Yeah, Kabukicho, Okubo Park is really dodgy. There were times in the last video talking about when there were more tout patrol guys standing out than there were actual touts. Interesting. Go to Kamakura early in the morning from Tokyo and then maybe stop by in Yokohama Chinatown. Yeah, I like that. I like the Kamakura Enoshima. I prefer Enoshima to Kamakura personally as a day trip myself. I think the Great Buddha is great and all, but yeah, as an actual experience day trip, which is super easy, I think Enoshima is a much easier. Everything's contained in one sort of general area, not just the island, but just off the island, the street, the shopping street and stuff is pretty cool. When you travel to Japan, do you have days where you don't leave your accommodation? No, I've never had a day where I don't leave my accommodation. I think blurring the faces is a good insurance card for you, just in case you're in Kabukicho next time and someone recognizes you. Maybe. I had a tall as heck tout chase me upstairs once when I was trying to go to a bar. Legitimately thought I was getting jammed. That's crazy, Tommy. Crazy. Oh yeah, they do also go in front of Golden Guy. You're right. You're right. I mean, usually I don't want to like single out anyone. Yeah, it's difficult. From Atami, went to Enoshima for the first time yesterday on your suggestion, and it was beautiful. Jesse, yesterday, what? Damn it, lucky person. So lucky, so lucky. Not leave the accommodation once, sick as a dog. I mean, I was sick once. I was sick, but I still went out the accommodation because I needed to go to the pharmacy. I needed to do that sort of thing, like in an onsen maybe once in like if I go to a really nice onsen, I might not actually leave the onsen. It would be in between my room and the onsen and my room and the onsen in my room. But I leave my room, I don't just stay in my room, if that makes any sense. Like, definitely don't just stay in my room. Do I have a favorite hotel for Tokyo, Kyoto? I mean, when it comes to hotels, I can tell you about hotel chains. I mean, I know that everybody laughs at me because of the appa. Appa are very handy, very conveniently placed, and you pay for what you get basically, clean, convenient. But I like the Rem hotel chain is one of my favorite like sort of like upper business small hotels, well located, but they feel a lot more premium. So yeah, I mean, obviously my favorite hotel in Tokyo would be the Centurion Tower Hotel, but it's bloody expensive. Yeah, PTSD, absolutely. A friend of mine got bumped into in the metro last month multiple times. Apparently it's a thing. It is a thing. It is a thing. Absolutely is a thing. They get quick arranged marriages or dodgy language schools, and they instead work at night and help with money laundering. That's crazy. Absolutely. Yeah. I was at a convention once over the weekend at a resort hotel in the industrial corridor in Chiba. It was a large facility, but there wasn't really much to do outside the hotel. Okay. Spots in Kobe. Somebody mentioned this before in the thing. I think in Kobe, I mean, I don't haven't done too much of Kobe, but I'll tell you what I have done. The Centurion Tower, in Shibuya is what I'm talking about. Coexist Centurion Tower, Cerulean Tower in Shibuya. So the things that I've done that I've enjoyed are the Chinatown, the harbor. Kobe Harbor is pretty nice, and the herb garden. Toyoko Inns are okay. They're not my favorite, but if I have to, I will do a Toyoko Inn. I will do it. I go to Toyoko Inn when possible. They're cheap. They are reliable. They are cheap. They are reliable. They are cheap. Absolutely. And you can get breakfast with them and stuff. Definitely. Right, guys, we're getting to the end of the stream. And once again, thanks so much for your support, for your always being so encouraging. Is there an October meetup? Probably not. I'm going to be totally... I mean, it's a very short trip. I'm only there for 7 days, for 6 nights. And I have a lot of friends and stuff also that I want to meet. So it's difficult. Usually I try to do all of my meetups when it's the summer, which I didn't do. I know that I didn't do a meetup in the summer, but usually I try to do it when I have a longer time, because it just complicates things. When I do a meetup, it basically, obviously I enjoy the meetup, but it basically means that day I can't do anything because I need to be in Tokyo for the meetup. I can't do any day trips because basically I have a meetup in the evening. So it's one of those things. I'll put a feeler out there, see how many of us are out. Like last time, what I did, it wasn't really a meetup, a specific meetup. It was sort of like a chill, sort of like, hey, you know, I can tell you lastminute.com what I'm doing if I'm doing something, and you can come along, if that makes any sense. I will be live streaming Halloween. I will be live streaming Halloween, guys. This year, I don't think I'm going to film a video for Halloween. I'm going to live stream it, like proper live stream it. I'm flying to Japan after 6 hours. I always wondered, if I buy a lot of things, can I ship my luggage overseas instead of using the airline for extra baggage? That depends on where you are based. If you're currently based in the United States of America, it's a little bit trickier because of the whole Trump thing with the sending things to the States. But if not, yeah, go to a post office and you can actually ship stuff. One extra bag is $300. Wow. Right, guys, it's been a great chat. I've really enjoyed this evening. And yeah, thanks everyone for being here. Thanks for your support. And I'm just going to do a little quick shout out to those of you who have donated in some way or another. With Lord McGray started with the... I'm just going through the thing. Lord McGray for the chat ninja memberships. How's Are Us also there? Some a nice donation there. Franciquito, arigato, thank you so much, muchas gracias, thank you. Kazumi also, Frog Lady, thank you so much. Costa's World, awesome, thank you so much for all of your lovely donations that will go towards a trip to Japan, you know, basically, so I could just put another video out that I could talk about. Anyway, guys, on that note, it's time for me to say good night. Stay positive. Have an amazing week ahead, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm going to try and put out another Happy Gaijin sort of like similar vlog to what I did. Those are quite easy for me to do, and it actually did quite well. That style, very, very chill, sort of like a narration mixed with a little bit of like me talking in the video. Works pretty well. So on that note, stay positive, be a Happy Gaijin, and see you soon. Thanks. Bye.